What's up, YouTube? This is CJ
and Sarah.
It's a Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversations.
So let's get started. All right, so tonight we are going to talk about...
well, the original article was 6 rules for keto success, but I'm a rule breaker.
Well, actually, the article was called 6 Rules of Success.
For success.
For success.
But it should be for keto success.
And it wasn't just about keto.
That's true.
The article wasn't just...
That's true, and we are going to talk about that.
It wasn't just about keto. It was just a general success.
Well, because this could be applicable for other areas of your life.
The rules could... And as Sarah said, we changed it to guidelines.
Guidelines. I like guidelines better.
6 guidelines for keto.
It's just like a template.
Success. Yeah. All right, so you've got notes. I really don't have any notes.
Okay.
So you have to kind of lead us through it.
And we are eating while we are...
Yeah, we're eating.
This right here.
Actually, you probably should hold it back.
Oh.
Because so the camera can stay in focus.
This is low-carb carrot cake, which is coming out on Sunday.
Yeah.
As part of our 2-week Easter special. It's really good. You're going to love it. So we're going to be eating that with some coffee while we're talking.
Yep.
So.
All right, so number 1. What's number 1?
Take action.
Take action. All right, so don't just sit around thinking about
making a change.
Making a change. Take action, make a change. A lot of you have already done that. That's why you're watching this channel, because you have taken action.
And keto is no different than any other goal that you set for yourself in life, and that's probably why this was originally entitled just 6 Rules for Success.
Right.
Because you could do this in anything that you choose to set your mind to, that you'd like to move towards in your life.
But if you're new to our channel, or you're just stumbling by, which we get a lot of people that say
a lot of stumblers.
People who say they stumbled upon our channel. If you're kind of on the fence about keto, again, this is the first point: is take action.
Right.
Don't get off the fence. You're never going to have all the information. It's never going to be perfectly that you understand everything.
That's right.
Just take action and start making a decision and start doing it.
And the first thing that you do when you put yourself on a course for success is you have to, number 1, remove obstacles. And in this case, for ketogenic success, being prepared by removing things that you know are going to bother you. Foods, situations, people, etc. So that is the first thing you want to do. The other thing is anticipate challenges, because there are going to be challenges on anything that you set your mind to do. Any goal that you make, there are going to be challenges. And if you can anticipate difficult situations, that is a bonus. We were talking about that tonight at dinner.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about it tonight when I have a kind of a conference to go to tomorrow for work. I looked at the menu today very hastily and didn't see anything that basically they're going to serve us breakfast, lunch, and a snack, and none of them are keto friendly at all. So I've got to be prepared, and I anticipated that was probably going to be the case, and so
they have you all set up if you're a vegan.
Yeah, that's true. If you're a vegan, you're good to go. But if you're doing keto or low carb, it's not so friendly.
Yeah, lunch is a pasta bar. So
anyway, yeah. So as Sarah mentioned, anticipate that anytime you set any kind of goal and start to take action, anticipate the things that may
right, because whatever you have set for yourself, you might come into situations that aren't going to be friendly towards what your goal is. So, but remember, you're in the driver's seat and you choose the direction that you're going, and the best offense is a good defense, and so you know that you're going to be facing challenges, so be prepared. And that is what the first guideline is.
Yeah, so take action, be prepared. Number 2, surround yourself with like-minded people. And so you're kind of doing that by watching YouTube.
Right, if you don't have people in your immediate family,
have family members that are supporting you,
doing the same thing.
Right.
Sometimes even people who set out to support you, you might face challenges with that, because they might not really might not know what this is going to entail.
Exactly.
And so sometimes once you get started, it might not necessarily be what you need. So you need to surround yourself with like-minded people, or goal achievers hang out with other goal achievers. So if you can't find that in your immediate circle, That's what we're here for.
Right.
And other people in this community, Facebook groups, etc., anywhere that you can find ketogenic support, podcasts, books.
And, we talked about, because we've been on keto for going on 3 years now. And we talked about why we've been able to stick with it. And, I told Sarah, I think it's got a lot to do with just her. We started it together. And we've been doing it together. And so that does make it easy. So
actually, we didn't even start together. It was like 6 months later. Well,
that's true. I started later. You started first.
Right.
But she's like-minded. But another thing that I talked about is it helps to have this YouTube channel.
Yeah, you have accountability.
To keep me accountable, because even when I go to functions, like I went to a potluck at work last week. Again, I anticipated that there probably wouldn't be anything there that I could eat.
Even though these people know that you're following the ketogenic diet.
Yeah, and so I took something that I knew that I could eat, and then I also prepared, or you had prepared, some hamburger patties that we had for the dinner night before. And so again, you guys help keep us accountable.
Yes.
So when I go to functions like that, it'd be easy for me to say, oh, I'm just going to have a little taste of this, or I'm going to have, but I think about you guys and being accountable.
And that they might face the similar situation.
And I think about being accountable for my actions.
Right.
And so, again, we've surrounded ourselves with people who are like-minded.
With this community.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so number 3, be passionate. And that, like was mentioned before, could be anything that you want to have success on.
Sure.
Be passionate about it. So write down your goals. Keep your goals. Work towards your goals. Keep it in front of you at all times.
Right.
No matter if you are on a trail and you're destined 3 miles down the road to see a waterfall that's supposed to be super spectacular, or if it's being successful on this ketogenic journey. Both of those are similar in that visualize where you want to go, how you're going to get there. Think about it. Keep it in mind. Anticipate what it might be like when you get there.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that example of a waterfall, and I've got some experience hiking on trails down in Oregon looking for waterfalls.
Yes.
And the thing, just anytime you write down a goal or you set on any kind of journey, you have no idea really what's going to come your way. So I've been on trails where I've gone looking for...
You don't know how long it's going to take, even though it says 2 miles or whatever.
And they say it's 3 miles or 2 miles.
It might be downhill, it might be uphill.
But they didn't tell you that it's, oh yeah, by the way, it's 2 miles straight uphill. And then that 2 miles feels like it's, 50 miles. And by the way,
or something's happened to the trail.
Yeah.
It's gotten muddy, or part of it's washed out, a tree fell over it.
Right, exactly. And so again, just like with setting goals for keto, you have to anticipate that there could be ups and downs.
Roadblocks.
There could be roadblocks. There could be times when you just get tired. And that's okay. That's all part of it. I've been on these, to go back to your example about waterfalls, one of the trails I went on for these, I think it was called Three Sisters Waterfalls down in Oregon, I never found it. Because it was,
oh, bummer.
It was too far. It felt like it was too far. A lot of it was uphill. And I was looking at the time of day, and it felt like, okay, if I reach this,
there before dark.
It might be dark by the time I'm trying to get out.
So you wouldn't see the waterfall.
So I wouldn't see the waterfall.
It could be dangerous.
And it could be dangerous.
Right.
So, but that's just like with any goals, but you know what? I didn't beat myself up. I said, you know what? It's going to be there. I'll come back some other time.
And this is going to correlate with our next point, which is have a strategy. No matter how much you plan, and you want to plan because that's great. You want to have a map or a template, something that you follow. But you're also going to have to check in on a regular basis and maybe change things through the journey. So just like CJ said, he was aware of the time of day and it was like, well, okay, I'm not going to get there today, so I'm going to try it again another time. And that's true of this journey as well. Have a strategy, have a plan, but realize that life is going to throw you curveballs. Life can put a tree across your trail.
And that's just part of it. That's just part of the journey.
That doesn't mean you're not going to get there.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can't go tomorrow. It just means that expect some, different.
And so just like Sarah mentioned, you need to have a strategy and check in regularly.
Right.
today is April the 1st when we're actually recording this. So it's the 1st of the month.
Happy April Fool's Day.
And, but today I sat down and took some time with some of you guys who have been here with us from the beginning of the year. My fancy planner that I bought this year.
Emotional planner.
My emotional planner. And I sat down and started writing out stuff for the month of April. Now, the thing that's interesting about that is some of the stuff that I wrote down was also on my calendar for the month of March. So I didn't get it done.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Because I realized that I didn't get it done. I acknowledged that I didn't get it done. And I checked in. Sure, it's still part of my strategy to get those things done. And so this is a new month, a new day. I can just shake it off and keep on going.
Yep.
And then this month I actually sat down a little bit more this time and wrote down steps. And actually, by the time the night is over with, I'll actually have days set up when I'm going to try to do certain things. So have a strategy, but realize when you have a strategy,
to check in with your strategy.
You're going to have to check in from time to time and make adjustments.
Right.
You know. So anyway,
good.
Number 5, have a vision.
Right.
Yep. So have a vision.
So going back to our waterfall analogy, maybe you've seen photographs of it. Maybe you've seen other people's photographs of it because you haven't been there. And that can be very similar in thinking about what your life will look like once you reach your goal. If weight loss is your goal, or if pain relief is your goal, whatever is your goal with the ketogenic lifestyle. Right. You need to think about what it will look like, see it in your mind, feel it. And of course, it won't be the same as when you actually reach it because maybe some things will have changed by then. But if you keep that vision and experience it in your mind, so your heart will follow.
Right.
So just like going to see that waterfall, you haven't seen it for yourself. You haven't taken your own photographs. So you don't really know how it's going to affect you when you get there, but you can see it. You can see what other people have seen. And that is what we were thinking about here with this step number 5. Have a vision. Yeah. Think about what you might look like. What maybe some things that you'll be able to do that you weren't able to do before, like sit in a theater seat, or
for me,
do the airplane seatbelt.
For me, that whole seatbelt thing. I used to ride on the plane and had to get. I used to get on the plane, and I automatically had to get a seatbelt extender.
Yeah. Walk through a theme park without a great deal of pain. Yeah. Fit into a regular seat.
Or being able to fit into a theme park ride. I remember when the first time I was able to do that. Yeah. Whereas like a year before, I had gone to the same place and couldn't ride all the rides with my daughter because I couldn't fit. Yeah. And so
think about those things. Yeah. Make note of those things. Remember those things as they're happening, because all of these things don't happen just like when you're at the end of your goal. A lot of these things happen along the way, and if you can think about it, write it down in your journal, your gratitude planner, whatever it is you have. Sure. And remember this on your journey, that you visualize this, it's happening, more things are to come. This is going to keep you successful.
Yeah. And on a side note, this isn't on our notes, but again, those pictures, we've talked about this before. Take pictures of yourself all throughout the journey, because with keto will work for you. But if you don't have pictures up front, sometimes you will forget what you look like, and those pictures will come in handy.
Exactly.
So again, that's kind of a side note for the whole have a vision thing, because again, keto will work for you. You might have to make adjustments sometimes. You might get stalled sometimes, or you might just slow down sometimes. But keto will work.
Yes.
But you need to take those pictures.
Having those visual reminders, so you can have those visual reminders, really helpful.
To have a vision to keep going forward.
Yes.
And then our last point is enjoy yourself.
Life can be hard.
Yeah.
Changing your life can be hard. But keto is freedom. So we want to act free. If things like calculating macros, tracking your food is causing you stress, maybe you need to find a way to do keto that works for you. Or maybe you need to loosen up for a time. Or change things up for a time.
Right.
Whatever it is, if this is feeling very onerous, if this is feeling very difficult, and you are not feeling like this is any different than anything else that you have done, maybe you just need to reevaluate and maybe change things up for a time. It doesn't have to be permanent, but you might find that you feel better about things. You feel more freedom. You're enjoying yourself more if you change things. Like I said, it can be just for a time. It can be, well, I'm going to take a month off of doing X, Y, and Z. and see if doing things a little bit less rigorously, less routine, makes things feel better. It's not like you can't go back and change it. It's not like you can't go back to calculating every single speck of food you put in your mouth.
And you know yourself, and like Sarah said, if calculating your macros has become like almost like a job and you're so afraid, some of us, you feel like you got to do everything perfect.
Right.
So that's, if you're one of those people,
right,
then that's where you are. But if that is causing you if it's causing your keto journey to be so stressful that it's not even enjoyable,
right,
then like Sarah said,
because if you aren't enjoying the journey, you're not going to reach your destination. Or if you reach your destination, you're going to be so disappointed that you won't do it again. You won't go to that waterfall again because the journey was so miserable. And that's not what we want here. We want you to be happy enough with the ketogenic lifestyle that you want to continue.
Sure.
Even after you've reached your goal.
And Sarah and I are both different. You know, I'm more of a tracker, although I haven't been tracking as consistently as I want. She has never been a tracker, but we're okay with that. We're two different individuals. We live in the same house. We're together all the time. And what we're saying is, and you'll find this if you watch our videos, you have to figure out how to do keto that works for you. We are not the keto police.
No.
Yes, we believe in some of the very basics of keto, but if you need to figure out a way, if you don't track your macros... But
we're also eating carrot cake right now.
And we know that we're calling this low carb carrot cake.
Because, some people have an absolute catastrophe thinking about having a carrot or two on the ketogenic lifestyle. So
when we promote this week, it'll be low carb. It's up to you to decide whether it can fit. Like we said in the preparation video,
we are not saying that you need to have this all the time, weekly, monthly, but sometimes a piece of cake is appropriate. Maybe you have a birthday, maybe it's Mother's Day, maybe it's Easter.
Right.
Whatever the case may be, it's okay to have a piece of cake every once in a while, especially if it's ketogenic or low carb or it fits into your lifestyle.
And again, we live keto as a lifestyle.
Right. We've been on the ketogenic journey for 3 years.
Yeah.
This is how we eat. So when we want a piece of cake, we make it something we can have.
Right. So from our perspective, this is not
a cheat.
Right. This isn't a cheat.
This is a luxury.
This is a luxury.
But it's still part of our lifestyle.
To be honest, I'll be glad when the cake is gone.
We've been sharing it.
We just made it yesterday. I will be glad when it's gone. So hopefully you're going to take some to your...
I'm going to take some to my parents.
To your parents and get it out of here. But
this is pretty good, you guys.
Actually,
it's pretty good.
It's really good. I gave it to somebody the other day who's not doing keto all the time or low carb all the time.
And they're like, it's carrot cake.
It's carrot cake.
It's not low carb. It's not keto.
Anyway, we've kind of gotten off track.
It fits in with this because enjoying yourself. You should enjoy yourself.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Yes. So these were the 6 guidelines for Keto Success. Again, you could take all these steps and apply them to anything in your life.
Yes.
And you would have success if you do the work, follow through with the things you
visualize, surround yourself with like-minded people, be passionate, write down your goals, change things up if necessary, and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And I'll go back to the first step. I want to re-emphasize that. For years I've set goals. Mm-hmm. I've set goals for years. I mean, I've gone back and found journals and things for years and years and years. If you don't do step number 1, if you don't take action, then all of it's just a pipe dream.
You're just writing.
You're just writing. So that's one of the things that I guess I've found over since we've started this YouTube channel was...
Just get started.
Just get started, take action, figure out stuff as you need to figure it out. When we started this channel, we didn't have a clue.
Let's put a cooking video out there because maybe somebody else is looking.
Yeah, we didn't have a clue of what we were doing. And sometimes today, some of y'all might still think.
You still don't.
You still might think you don't have a clue of what you're doing. But anyway, take action. That is a very important part because if you can write all this stuff down, you can have all the goals in the world, but until you start taking action, then it's just words and a pipe dream. Anyway, that's it for this week. This is our Keto Conversation segment. If you're new here, we do this segment every Wednesday where we talk about relevant keto topics. Sometimes we do unboxings. We do the Keto Crate every month. We do new recipes every Sunday, and so we hope that you consider subscribing. We'd love to have you as part of our ketogenic family. If you've got some comments you'd like to add to this topic, we'd like to hear from you. We appreciate the comments. And again, we appreciate you being here. We hope that you have a great rest of the week, and thanks for being here. Bye-bye.
Peace.